guest, and we will be talking with Jennifer Wood, and we also will be talking with Andrew Ladner, and they are coming here to talk about some wonderful projects that they have. And let's introduce Jennifer. Good evening, and thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Excellent, excellent. Jennifer, for the benefit of the audience, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I'm a mom, and I'm a director with the Toys for Little Troops program, and I'm working with the U.S. Veterans Corps on a big project right now for that program. Oh, and I'm personally, and then I have 3 kids of my own and a husband. And what's that? Oh. And my parents live here, so I've got local family, and I guess that's it.
Yeah, Jennifer is a wonderful person. Her husband, I met her husband a long time ago, and when I was doing my master, and he was the great person who inspired me to publish my books. And I am very thankful to Dr. Wood, because he was the person who pushed me a little bit. I had 8 manuscripts, and he told me, what are you waiting for? They have the illustration, they have everything. You translate into Spanish, to English, and he said, what else? And I said, no, I'm waiting until I graduate from my master's degree. And he said, no, you are going to do it. And in 3 weeks, I did it. I'm very happy, and thank you so much for. I know that Jennifer has to be part of it, because women are very powerful in all of this, right?
And encouraging and supportive, right?
Very good, very good. And Dr. Woods is a wonderful person, a wonderful friend.
Thank you.
But Jennifer, tell us a little bit about the Toys for Little Troops. Why that name, and where they,
where did it come from? Yeah. So Toys for Little Troops was actually a program that was initially started by Stan Pincus. He's actually the father of Toys for Little Troops, and he asked the question, like, where are the toys going? He wanted to support the military and the veterans. So with Kmart, we're taking toys to Camp Lejeune and Fort Bragg. Well, he really wanted to expand it, and then he ended up meeting Andrew Ladner with U.S. Veterans Corps, and since then we've expanded it. Andrew, they together created a logo, gave it a name, and so now we take it to the toys to many different bases. So we go to Goldsboro, to Seymour Johnson, Fort Lee, to Fort Hamilton, even to New York, and now we're taking a lot of toys to Louisiana with the current floods that are happening. We're trying to service those families down there with toys as well. And the toys actually go to low income and deployed troops. So, and we also help our local policemen and first responders. So we do a lot of different things with their toys.
Excellent, excellent. As we know, that our troops, who are in different places in different parts of the world, right? Because it's not specifically in one place. My husband and I, we pray a lot, because my husband is a veteran, and we have also a child who is a Marine Corps, and we really, really, are very engaging with, the VA and the veterans. And I would like to say that when my husband went to the war, to the Desert Storm, it was amazing the way that I received support for my children. People gave, in that case was one child, they gave us different things, more and support. But we have, toys. I remember for Thanksgiving, they provided us a turkey. And even though we were almost, so sad because we didn't have our husbands, the group of women, we support each other, but we have the support of the community. And I really want to encourage every of you who are watching this television show. We will be placing the information from Jennifer Wood, and also for the executive director, Mr. Andrew Ladner. And we will be talking with him, and he's going to explain another organization that he's providing other resource for the community. And I wanted to let you know that we will be putting that website on screen. Please, take your time or email or do your support for these troops. We really, really need it for our children of low income, from veterans, and from, right now, Jennifer was explaining about the kids who are in
Louisiana.
In Louisiana.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes, so the firemen, the first responders who are helping with the flood, who have lost their homes. There's also a lot of veterans down there because there's a huge military base or community down there, and so we're taking toys and also food down there too to support that program, or to support the efforts down there.
Yeah, we are placing the website on screen. We really appreciate if all of you can take a look and go to the website and do your part, because we really need support for the whole nation to these places that are in needs.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, because Stan Pincus, the founder and the father, that was the reason he did it, because he wanted to help our own. There are a lot of other toy programs out there, but a lot of them are civilians, or people think they might go to military and civilians, but we wanted to make sure we help our own. So they go directly to military and veteran families. And of course, like I said, and we have extended out to the first responders.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And Jennifer, what inspired you to, before we talk about this big event that you will be having, but what inspired you to join this and to be a leader, the director? What was your call?
Well, I found out about U.S. Veterans Corps and all the programs that they were involved in, and it spoke to my heart. I'm a veteran myself. I'm 12-year Air Force.
Okay.
I was in the reserve, and I love our military. I'm very patriotic. I was adopted. I feel like I have so much more to give to this country. And so when I found out about U.S. Veterans Corps, I wanted to find out how I could get involved. And so one thing led to another, and I got very excited about all the achievements that U.S. Veterans Corps had. And so one of them was the Guinness World Record breaking event that came up, and so I decided, together of course with Andrew, with his permission, to go for a record breaking event. So
excellent, excellent.
I just have a passion for our military and veterans.
Definitely, definitely. Like I said before, when my husband was in the war, I received so much support. Before that, I was not involved at all. My husband was in the military, and I said, okay, I iron his uniform, and I have everything ready for him, but that's it. But then when he was called to go to the, from the Pentagon, they called him, and he has to be reported the next day, and he was deported to Baghdad. That broke my heart, and then I started to get involved, and I helped a lot of women, children. I went as a volunteer to the school, to the church. I gave myself, because I realized we really need, the military needs help.
Yes.
And it's not only monetary. You can help in many ways.
Right. And my personal view is that the least we can do is toys and food, and we also build homes as well. That's the least we can do for those who nearly gave their lives for us. So, if you can help us, we'd love it. But that's I just feel like they sacrifice their lives, many of them, but the ones who are coming back, at least let's help them.
Yes.
Give them food, toys, and a home.
Yeah. When you see those pictures and you see these young people who are going over there, 18, 19, 20, and my son is 24 years old, and you see that they came, emotionally, and they are physically, with wounds and all of that. It's really difficult. And they need support as the same way that their family, their children, we need to be there for them, because they are defending our country.
Yes.
And we are proud of them. And every time that I see a military, I stop and I say, what can I do to help you or your family, or thank you for your service? But it's not only thank you for your service. Go further, you know, get involved. Ask them, do you need anything that we can help you?
Right.
I remember I wrote a lot of anonymous letter when he was in the Persian Gulf War, and I write him every single day. But I read anonymous, letter, because I knew that they were a lot of people who did not receive a letter.
Yes.
And I have heard that they took the letters from the others, soldiers, only to feel like they were talking to them.
Yes.
And this is a very deep and very, sacrifice. They are not at home, they are not in air conditioner, they are not, watching their favorite show.
Yes.
They are far, far away from their family and for their country.
Right.
And we need your help. And Jennifer is here today. She's going to talk about the big event that they have pretty soon, right?
Yes. So I was telling you that I wanted to get involved, and one of the events is a Guinness World Record breaking event. It's coming up November 29th of this year, and we are asking companies, businesses, anybody, to help collect at least 1,000 pounds of toys. And if you can bring them by, Lenovo is actually our presenting sponsor, and we also have Five Below as a sponsor as well. So they're big companies that are helping us do this event. But if we need at least 46,000, we had to break 46,000 pounds, which is an audacious goal. And so we need everybody's help. We'd love for the community to be involved, because this is something that we want the community to be a part of, so that they can say, all these toys go to low-income and deployed troops and first responders and those who are in need. So all these toys are going to go to the people that we want to support and appreciate. So so the date is November 29th, and it's going to be at the Lenovo headquarters on Development Drive in Morrisville.
Okay.
And if people can contact us, let us know how they can help. We're also looking for big companies too, like Walmart, Toys R Us, Target, any of those who would love to just, help us in a big way. We'd love that.
And when you said that we need toys, can you explain to the audience exactly what kind of toys we are looking for, for donations?
Yes. So unfortunately, books are not counted. This is not our rule, but it's the Guinness rule. So books do not count, but if you can bring very heavy toys, if you can bring we're discouraging stuffed animals because they don't weigh very much. But if you can bring like Legos or Jengas, if you go to Five Below, they have a ton of heavy toys there, and they can help you purchase it. But or you can just contact us. We can always tell you what's good to bring. But we're looking for the heaviest toys to reach that 46,000 pounds as quickly as possible. So if you can just do any of those, that'd be great.
Yeah. And when they go to the website, they have a list, and they explain, exactly what is a toy that they are looking for and what is not a toy that they don't want to be included. And like she said, books are not included, but learning, toys, they are different kinds, and in metal, in wood, anything like that, it is accepted. Let's go to, do an extra effort and provide this, that they can keep all of this for our soldiers and our low-income families who are in needs.
Yes, and show that they're appreciated. Yes,
definitely. Every time that you give, you always receive back.
Yes.
That is my experience. Every time that I give something, later on I receive it and receive it sometimes double.
Yes, that is very true. Yes.
Yeah. Well, Jennifer, anything else that you would like to share with the audience before we go to our first segment?
I definitely wanted to say that we would love to have your help. We we're a nonprofit organization that needs any kind of help, of course, monetary, toys, food, volunteers. You can go onto our website and find out all the things that we need help on. So we are very open to that, and we'd love for you to contact us and let us know how you'd like to help.
Exactly. If you don't have money, or you cannot donate anything, but you can donate time, it will be more. You know, it's really important to you to you volunteer as part of this great mission that we have here to help our soldiers, to help the families, because it's not only the soldier over there overseas, it's the family, the children who are in needs. They need our support, and I know that all of you can be part of this great effort that the Toys for Little Troops can perform for all of you.
Yes.
Anything else, Jennifer?
I thank you for having us on here to talk about our great programs. Come visit us. If you'd like a tour of our operations center, contact us. We'd love to give tours.
Okay, good. That's awesome. Well, we will be right back after this public service announcement. Will you stay tuned, because we have Mr. Andrew Ladner. He is the Executive Director from U.S. Veteran Corps. You stay tuned, and we will be right back. Back, and thank you for being here. Tonight's show we have special guest. His name is Andrew Ladner. He is the Executive Director of U.S. Veteran Corps. Welcome to our show.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, it is a pleasure to have you tonight here. For the benefit of the audience, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
So I'm the Executive of the United States Veterans Corps. I'm an Army veteran myself. I was in 11 years. Both of my parents were in the military, and also about half my uncles, cousins, you name it. We're a full military family. Dad's side, all military. Mom's side, police officers.
Wow, that's awesome. And what you know, how this happened? You know, how do you get to be Executive Director?
So what happens is I was working. We're former Army engineers, special operations. That I was working for the Home Builders Association, and we were the guys that did extreme makeover and habitat for years, also disaster relief. And we decided instead of doing a lot of these other housing projects, why don't we do it for our own people? So we started Operation Coming Home, that we build houses if you've been injured in combat operations, and we're currently on house 13 and 14 right now.
That's awesome. And what places you are going?
So
it's in the United States, or?
Yeah, the majority of them are here in Wake County. Okay. There are a few houses that are outside of that. 2 of them are in Harnett County. 1 is in Fort Mill, South Carolina.
Okay.
But the one, House 13 right now, is currently in Holly Springs. It's almost done.
Excellent, excellent.
We also have 2 other programs. Is the Rescue Ruck program, provides food for military and veterans that are in need. And of course, which Jennifer said earlier today, is our Toys for Little Troops program that provides toys to low income and deployed. Also to veterans too, but we're known for those 3 main programs. It's the tangible programs: food, toys, house.
Excellent, excellent. Let me ask you, if someone wants to be volunteer and help with the houses, do you accept, you know, volunteers, or they have to have certain skills?
So we do this differently than when we did Extreme Makeover and Habitat. We actually interview a builder the same way that we interview the Wounded Warrior. So we go out and interview a building company to see if they want to be a part of this. Okay. Who really builds the house is the community. A builder convinces all of his vendors, from the concrete guy to the guy that's doing the shingles, to build this house. Okay. So it's a wonderful project. You have anywhere from 60 to 70 vendors that are involved in this, and over about a 4 or 5 month period of time, you'll gain someone else to do this. We can have a normal volunteer that can come in that can help do things like Marine Corps man cave makeover, a hero room, ranger room, fun things, laid sod for the house, any kind of specialty things. We filled the pantries or any kind of specialty projects. And you wouldn't believe that every year this has gone by, that we gain all of these decorative things from these special flags that are built by some of our veterans out of wood to reefs, paintings, anything you can imagine of filled in this house. It is truly the community that builds these homes.
Wow, that's awesome. And how do you choose the house that you're going to build?
So what happens is we interview a builder / kind of developer. They actually donate the lot for this project.
Okay.
And so then after we have a lot in place, we go and do interviews of Wounded Warriors anywhere from Bethesda all the way to San Antonio, Texas. And we interview the family to see which one is the best fit at the time or when they're actually getting out of the military. The majority of the people we build houses for, they're still going through the medical boards. And a lot of times they've received the keys to the house the week they're getting out of the military.
Excellent. Wow, that's awesome. Excellent. Do you imagine that I get up, I have a house?
Well,
that would be awesome.
It's amazing because even when we give the keys away at the very end, it's a huge, exciting celebration. We parachute the keys in. We bring the family in by a military vehicle or a limousine. It's really exciting for them, and a lot of times it's overwhelming. It's like, it's almost like winning the lottery for them. It's a really overwhelming experience, and you have everything from people clapping and cheering to crying.
Yeah, I can imagine. No, this is a great. I never heard about it. I heard about Habitat for Humanity, and I personally have been sometimes helping. I don't know anything, but they told me do this, shovel here, like that. I do whatever they ask me.
So our project has won 5 times for the best community service project in the nation, and we've beaten all the big boys that you've heard of before. We go to this big national award show every year, and the first year we won, we always tell jokes when people come on and they take a tour of our place, and we tell the joke is the first time we won, they announced on the over the PA, and we're in the very back of the room of this huge award show in Las Vegas, and they said, and the winners are from Raleigh, North Dakota. And everybody just went dead quiet in the room, and they're like, did they just say North Dakota? And they said it a couple times. Well, they finally showed the video, and actually how you enter is you show a video of the project. And when they saw the end of the video, people were clapping and crying, and we went up there. And for us to beat the big boys, beat other extreme makeovers and other projects that you've heard out there is totally amazing. We're a very small organization that's done very big things and had big awards because of the projects and missions we've performed. We're already currently in the Guinness Book of World Records for largest food drive in 24 hours. We're going for the toy drive, as Jennifer said earlier. We're inducted in the Library of Congress. We have multiple awards for these hard missions, and the only reason we've got these awards is because of the volunteers we have. We have volunteers that have taken off work, taken their time to go on these missions. From here to Louisiana, Puerto Rico, we've been several times and back.
Excellent. Wow. And how they can enroll as a volunteer? Through the website?
Many times we get phone calls or emails saying, how do I volunteer for your organization? And we used to say, oh yeah, just sign up on an email list, and and they could show up when they see the email list to say, oh, I'm going to go here or there. But we've encouraged them to come to our operations center that's in Cary, that they do a walk through our place so they can physically see what we do, that you can see the tangible, the food, the toys, the house. And there is some stuff to do fun at the end. We're one of the few veterans groups I've ever heard of that still has. We have a parachute team and a rappel team. So we're able to do the marketing side and really fun. And a lot of our guys came from special operations from Fort Bragg and Camp Lejeune, and they still wanted the camaraderie, they still want the fun. So anybody who wants to volunteer, they don't have to be a parachutist or rappeller if they want to. But, a lot of times we've had military spouses that have done more than their person, so that served in the military. So we take all kinds of volunteers, but we do encourage them to come by first to do that walkthrough to see what we do.
Excellent. Do you have any anecdota? I don't know how to say anecdota, a story about someone else that, a person that you received this house and it was very impact, in their life?
So each one of the wounded warriors that receive a house, every one of these guys have been injured in combat operations. So there's 14 homes, 13 and 14 we're currently on. And you will see that each one of them has been injured physically in some sort of way, from single, triple to double amputees that have been infected in anything from IED to suicide bomber, you name it. And what's amazing is about their stories is sometimes it's not about them. They're telling the stories of the guys that died or were injured around them. And some of the stories are just unbelievable, that when they're telling it to you to a board and you have to choose one wounded warrior over another for that next house, that is hard to do, to hear some of these injuries. But you wouldn't believe that the people that actually save these people. And also you had spoke earlier to Jennifer about the people that are left behind. Mm-hmm. I was in Desert Storm just like your husband, right? Mm-hmm. And people don't realize the people that are left back here, that the things they go through without that support system, without that person to help to raise kids or bills or decisions or everyday life. Mm-hmm. And even on top of that, the people that were left on the battlefield that never made it home, mm-hmm. or the other ones that were injured, it is overwhelming and hard to keep your emotions intact mm-hmm. when you go through this interview process to hear every one of these guys' stories. And some of the stories are very graphic that I wouldn't actually say on television, and some of them are very heartfelt. I'll say one of our homes. Hero Home 2, we found the guy that saved his life. He had lost his leg, and the guy that actually saved his life, we found him. And you got to realize, by the time he's injured, by the time he gets to home, was many years. So we found this guy, and he popped out the back of the tank at the Hero Home ceremony and gave him the keys of the house. We did it as a surprise. He had not seen him since he was injured from several years before, at all.
Wow, amazing, amazing. Yeah, we need to definitely we need to help, because it's in my experience, I'm telling you, it was a support. It was a day by day. I was days in a rocking chair. I didn't want to eat. I was so desperate because I didn't know anything about my husband. And then I have an 8-year-old child. And I was taking him to the school, and sometimes I have to force myself to get up from my bed. But I have that support. I have that people who was helping me, who was knocking on the door, who was calling me. It was days, and I didn't want to eat anything. I lost 25 pounds in a very small time, and I didn't want that my husband knew about my depression. I didn't know what was that word, because I was so happy, so cheer up, always. And suddenly, going through to this situation, I realized that I was not the strongest person that I thought I was. And we need support, and we need to give that support. And I think, making these families happy, and these guys who are fighting for our country, it has been an amazing job that you have been doing. It's amazing. I really admire all of you. Jennifer with the toys for, the little troops, and you with this, building these houses and all that stuff. It has been really wonderful. Well, you already talked about the accomplishments as an organization. Do you have anything else? We would like to keep talking about this, because the community has to know about this experience.
So we're currently, I said, on House 13 and 14, and we are going to bring food down to Louisiana this weekend. My oldest daughter actually is out of the Army now. Her husband's deployed in the Navy, and he is going, and she is a firefighter right now and is in Louisiana and just rescued 2 elderly people today. And so she is kind of our phase 1 that's went down there. Phase 2, some of the rest of us are going to go down there and bring more food, more supplies, hygiene, any kind of hygiene toiletries that actually another nonprofit is giving us. So if you want to help us, you can go to myusbc.com. If you want to donate on the website, or you can physically come to our office that you can find on our website, and you can drop off anything from canned goods to toiletry items.
Yeah, and let me ask you, Andy, if we would like to, have you back again, I would say maybe January, February, Can we go to do a tour and take some photos about, you know, the meals and everything that you have over there?
Oh, we would love. You want to bring the show on the road? It'd be awesome.
Yeah, it would be awesome, you know, to the community know what you are doing, and maybe see one or building the houses that we can take some photos in the beginning and at the end.
Well, I'll say a big one that's in Wake County on October 27th is the Hero Home 13 finale.
Okay.
You'll get to see this injured Marine Raider. Him and his family will receive the keys to House 13. They have 3 kids, 2 twins,
oh my God,
and an older child. And you can physically go if you want to bring the cameras down to Holly Springs. It is right off 8th Ferry Road, right behind the fire department and the water towers there. It's in that neighborhood. Cal Atlantic Homes is the lead on this build, and they have done an over-the-top job on this. And I think you would love to film the ceremony, and you would love to walk through this house and film it to see the reaction of the family and also see what the community has created.
Oh wow! Let me ask you. They build the house, but what about the furniture? Does people donate those?
Some families actually have furniture, and some don't. It depends on the family for what they get.
Okay.
So you had one that it was a young couple, they only had like 1 kid, or she was pregnant and they furnished the whole house. And you have some that they're a little bit older and they have kids, some have. So it depends on the needs of the family.
And let me ask you that we are approaching the community. If they would like to go over there and we can put it up, you know, the information of you, and they can call you. If they want to donate, you know, a gift card or something, you know, for the house, you will be receiving that for the family, or they can bring it the day of the.
That's up to them.
Yeah.
A lot of times the bigger vendors are there for the ceremony. They receive awards for the house. I mean, you have a guy that's, you know, that's donated $10,000 worth of concrete for the house, and he's getting an award. Sometimes some of the smaller things that's usually dropped off at our house, and we put it in the house ahead of time during the dates of usually community service. Excellent. So there's at least 3 dates of community service projects for people coming in, and they would actually put it in the house ahead of time.
Oh, excellent, excellent. That would be great, because in that way we can, I can announce in the next television show exactly again, we will be reminding all of you about this great event in the 27th of October. And for this family who has twins, oh, that's awesome. I wrote a story about twins. That's awesome.
You would love to write a story about these twins.
Yeah.
The twin boys, 2 years old. Their nicknames are Tank and Bam Bam. And you will find out why they're called that.
And this is in Holly Springs, you said, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. Well, Andy, if you have anything else that you would like to approach the community, I really admire both of you. You have a wonderful, you know, I said ministry or mission in this world, that you can, you know, help other people. I love to help people. Sometimes, you know, I'm the last one to eat, or the last one to do something, because I really want to help other people. Andy, do you have something else for the community?
I'd say the biggest need that we need right now is probably toys for the toy drive. They contact Jennifer if they go to our website, myusvc.com. They contact Jennifer Woods. We need anything from a church to school to any kind of organization to a Rotary Club, anything you need it. Then we need 46 companies to do 1,000 pounds of toys each to break this record.
Yes, definitely, and we need to do that, right? And I know that the community is going to help. I'm pretty sure that they are very into in this, especially on the holidays, that we want to break that record, right?
That's right, and then actually the day of, it's November 29th, it's actually called Giving Tuesday.
Oh.
You know, they have Black Friday, Cyber Monday, so the day of the record is Giving Tuesday.
Yeah. Andy, what inspired you to do all of this, you know?
I learned a long time ago from my parents that a lot of times I didn't feel warm and fuzzy about certain things that we did, and people would ask why don't you cry at any kind of ceremonies or award shows, or why don't you get emotional? Because I was raised, this is what you're supposed to do, and when you're raised your entire life at what you're supposed to do, it's second nature. All the programs are based off of things that happened to me and the other co-founders of our organization, that the things that were missing when we were in the military, and we made them happen. Each one of those programs are the things that were missing.
Wow, incredible. And coming from a military family, I think that was part of your heart, doing all of this. Right.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, thank you so much, Andy. It's a pleasure to have both of you here. Jennifer, supposed to be in June, something like that, but we could not make it. And I am so happy that we make it this time. But if any person in the community who would like to help, we will be placing the website over there that you can call or go to the website myusvc.com, or you can call 919-818-9609. And I'm going to say this in Spanish because while I would like to, some people who are watching the television show would like to help, and maybe they are not understanding very well what we are trying to accomplish tonight. Muy buenas noches, amigos. Estamos aquí con Andy Ladner. Él es el director ejecutivo de veteranos de Estados Unidos. Es una corporación que ellos han desarrollado para ayudar a las personas que no tienen suficiente dinero y que acaban de venir del campo de batalla, y entonces le construyen una casa y le entregan la llave. Muchos de ustedes pueden participar, y si usted quiere ser parte de este voluntariado o ayudar económicamente o donar, hacer algún gift card o dar alguna donación, usted puede ir a la website en myusvc.com. Lo estamos poniendo en pantalla y usted siéntase en la libertad de ayudar. Puede ser monetariamente, puede ser físicamente, dándole soporte a esta comunidad. Así que muchas gracias por estar con nosotros, y queríamos decir esto en español porque estamos dándole un soporte a nuestros soldados que vienen de batalla. Nosotros tenemos que sentirnos honrados, que si no es por ello, nosotros no podríamos tener una nación libre y tan hermosa como es los Estados Unidos. Así que muchas gracias por su trabajo y por sus donaciones. Well, muchas gracias. Thank you, Andy.
Well, thank you, and I'm actually very happy you brought up the Latino family. Latinos in the U.S. military are the third largest in the military. Our House 3 was for a Latino, and we just love that, all the different cultures and backgrounds that can volunteer in any sort of way that they can.
Yeah, and we have a lot of, of our Latino community. They work in the construction and they work in different places, and
Well, that's also on our housing side. The Operation Coming Home is a large group of Latinos that actually built the house.
Yeah, excellent. Well, Andy, I am really, really happy to have you tonight, and Jennifer, I would like to thank you and open, the television show in any other time that you would like to come. I would love to come back or maybe do this recording over the October 27th that we can air, in November or maybe December, that people can see what are you doing for our community, especially our veterans and the people who fight for this country, for our freedom. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
No te pierdas el nuevo libro Una niña talentosa. Es la historia de Rosalie Bocelli. Ella narra en forma de aventura sus primeros 12 años de formación. Esta historia ayudará a niños a que desarrollen sus talentos y también fortalecerá su autoestima. Tiene unas coloridas ilustraciones diseñadas por Milagros Durán Alfaro y Bill Ashbury. Lo puedes adquirir en Amazon.com en formato de libro impreso y también ebook para todo tipo de tableta. Su más reciente libro, El hijo del Capitán 10, es una historia llena de intriga, de sanidad, suspenso y aventura. La autora también tiene 2 hermanas gemelas. Está en formato de inglés, español y bilingüe. Lo prohibido. Todas estas historias están basadas en personalidades y hechos de la vida real. Lo puedes adquirir en Amazon.com. No te lo pierdas.